grab the 15-minute price chart for SoundHound AI, stock ticker SOUN. So as we can see here, the stock is exhibiting a fair amount of, sort of erratic trading activity here. We're seeing several breaks to the downside that could be considered to be false breakouts. So with this video, we're going to take a look at some of these price levels and try to identify some regions, some price regions, which can be used to devise trades here going forward. So, the first thing that we should point out would be the fact that, the stock did break through some very significant Fibonacci retracement levels during these recent moves lower. To define this price move, we're really looking at the lows from, this would be roughly the first half of June, roughly June 9. And then this extends to these later highs, which occur during the middle of July. So we're looking at lows of roughly $4 and then highs of roughly $6.50 to come up with this price move here. So to do this, we can see that we fairly quickly moved through the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement. That's this red zone here. The stock did find a bit of support around the 38.2% retracement, and we did see a bit of a gain here following that period. But as we can see here, even this was a bit of a false breakout, and that's going to become a theme in this video because we're seeing several of these. But we did see sort of a break below this orange zone here, which is the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement. So we have a break to the downside. But then we have a rally here where we do surpass prior resistance levels at roughly 595. So this would be considered to be a false breakout to the downside. But eventually the stock does sort of reverse course once again, and then we do start to move lower after that. Finally, we do break through the 50% and 61.8% Fibonacci levels quite quickly before seeing a bit of sideways consolidation, and then finally, we do have this last false breakout down here when we see lows of roughly 440. So as this occurs, as we can see based on the Fibonacci analysis, we can see that the stock breaks through the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement, which is found at roughly 455, and these lows came in below 440. So as we can see here. Overall, we're seeing a series of false breakouts to the downside before seeing later rallies. Because as we see, in this chart, the stock does start to move higher after this breakout to the downside. So here we've got this 440 drop here, and then this break that's forceful enough that we break a longer term downtrend. And we break above all of these major exponential moving averages in the process. Additionally, we do start to see, some mild increases in overall trading volumes, which does sort of lend credence or validity to these upward price moves, and it does suggest that there is more strength in the market that's underlying these overall trends. In addition to this, we can take a look at the indicator reading as well. And we can see that, this prior downtrend has been broken, which means that this overall pattern here, this bearish pattern, has run its course and reached its exhaustion point or point of completion. And now we're ready to start to make a bit of a move higher here. And this, as I said, is being confirmed by the fact that we are now trading back over the exponential moving average cluster. So we can currently take a step back here, try to get a bit of a longer term view. We're now looking at the hourly chart, and we can see some of these similar events are still occurring. So for the most part, we can start by looking at this reading in the relative strength index, which does show a downtrend condition, negative momentum condition, which now has been broken to the top side. So, we're currently trading higher, but the relative strength index itself is still trading at relatively midpoint levels. Currently, we're at 56. This is a scale from 0 to 100. So currently, we're not far from the midpoint of the histogram. In addition to this, we do have to kind of take a longer term view here and kind of assess where the stock stands relative to its broader trend lines. To do this, we can kind of pull out here to the 4-hour chart. So here we can see, a broader view, and we can see that this dominant trend line really does remain in place, and this has been the case since roughly the middle of March, roughly March 14, when the stock was trading at highs above $10 per share, just around 10.25 per share. Broadly speaking, we are still caught within a downtrend here. But if we're looking at this from the shorter term perspective, it might be a bit more difficult to see, the distance here that would need to be traveled in terms of price before we break this final downtrend here. Currently, we're not trading very far away from these areas. At the moment, we would need to see gains to roughly $5.80 before this trend line here would start to come under pressure once again. And if we do see two kind of quick tests like this of a downtrend line, it's much less likely that downtrend is going to be able to maintain itself once it's coming under, a greater amount of pressure. So, since this is an AI stock, we do have to kind of think about trends in the broader technology space. We saw earnings from both AMD and Microsoft last night, right after the close. Overall, there was some weakness in the Microsoft number. The Azure cloud segment came in a bit weak. AMD did show some slight positives relative to market expectations. The market was expecting $68 per share. The actual number came in at 69 cents per share. So it is possible that we could see a bit of an upside move in that stock today. Overall, this would help the technology sector because this is a sector of the market that has been under a tremendous amount of selling pressure over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Names like NVIDIA and Microsoft and Apple have been trading under a large amount of selling pressure. So in order for us to break through this current trend line here in SoundHound, I would expect that we would need to see some moves higher in the broader markets to sort of give the stock a better footing here going forward. So here's the current market analysis for SoundHound AI Incorporated, stock ticker SOUN. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.